You've heard of unconditional love, but have you heard of the secret to unconditional happiness and allowing more into your life? More wealth, more success, and more love. More freedom in your life right now. Welcome to the Happy Bar with Israel Savage. How to have unconditional happiness, more money, and success guaranteed. Now I want you to notice any reactions that you have to that statement. Right? How to have unconditional happiness, more money, and success guaranteed. All right? You don't have to believe in this statement that I've just made, because it's a bold statement or a bold promise. But I do need you to be willing to believe. Does everybody fall into that category at least? If you don't believe, if you're skeptical, fine, no problem. But are you willing to be willing? I want to prove to you in 1 minute or less that you can have absolutely any feeling that you want right away, all right? And I'm going to prove it to you with your own experience. How many of you have ever anticipated a tax refund or a birthday check that you knew was coming from a reliable source, or a pay increase, a salary increase? Did you start thinking about how you're going to spend that money? Was that money as good as having it in the bank? You knew you could count on it, right? Did you feel a little wealthier, a little more prosperous, a little ease from something that had not happened yet? The only transaction that happened was in your brain. It was how you conceptualized. So I made it, I did that, but I'm gonna offer another one, right? How many of you have either expected a baby or known people who were expecting a baby? Do you notice that these kids get parties and people buy them things and give them names, right? Just on the idea of this baby. Isn't there an excitement? It's as if grandparents are so excited to be a grandparent, right? Before it's even here, it's just a little protoplasm, right? Do you see how you can have the feeling now, and that's the thing that you really want? Happiness matters, all right? On my way here, I noticed that I walked up to the train as it was pulling away. And there are not a lot of trains on the weekend. And so I could have thought, boy, this is probably a sign of how my whole day is gonna be. I'm just gonna miss everything. This is a sign, I know, this is predicting what a day this is going to be. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. I have so many things to prepare for today, so many things to get done, And then as I wait anxiously for the train to come, I'm obsessing over all the things I'm not gonna get done. That's one way that I could have gone, and I've gone that way before. But the way that I chose was, I've got some space. There's some space here. I've got some time that I wasn't expecting. Wonder what's gonna fill that time. What's gonna fill that time and bubble up? And then I started to get ideas about what I would talk to today. The things that I wouldn't have thought of if I hadn't made space. I jotted them down. Do you see how opportunities depend on your emotional state? The opportunities are there, but they might as well not be if you don't recognize them, if you're not in a place that you can recognize them. Just want you to think for a second about what it is that you want.
I want love.
So is this romantic love? And so what does romantic love feel like?
Joyful, fun. Whenever I think of romance, I think of fun, like I'm a little kid.
There's lightness about it, and anticipation about it. Spontaneity,
yes.
A surprise,
yes.
A discovery,
yes.
A fulfillment,
yeah.
An ease,
yes.
A groundedness.
An orgasm.
Exactly, and I'll tell you why that's such a great analogy. We were just talking about this, how the anticipation and the creation of the thing is more fulfilling than the thing. scientifically proven that your hormone levels are greater, your stimulation is greater during the progress towards an orgasm than the actual orgasm itself. That's mirrored in almost everything we do. Also scientifically proven that in the planning of the vacation, of any sort of vacation or trip, you are actually more excited and fulfilled than the actual event. Interesting, right? Okay, anybody else want to share? Yeah.
A juicy role in a movie that's well received in movie theaters.
It's a lot in there, right? Very specific. A juicy role, well received. We could go with either of those, but let's go with well received. You would feel respected, right? Accomplished, appreciated, acknowledged, recognized, validated, seen. Have you felt some of these things before in your life? Have you felt any time in your life acknowledged?
Yes.
Have you felt any time in your life validated? Yeah, you've had these feelings before, right? Great. It's not about the thing. The thing is not what we truly want. What we truly want is how we think that thing will make us feel. I want to get ahead of where some of your thoughts might be going. I'm not saying we shouldn't have the things. I'm saying we should, but I'm saying there's a more efficient way to get there. And that's what I want to lay out for you in just a second. But for now, what you truly want are the way that we think these things will make us feel. Happiness turns on the learning centers in the brain. These are the centers that release dopamine. When your brain is thinking more pleasant thoughts, creativity triples. When you're happy, productivity rises by 31%. And in companies where they engage people to raise their happiness levels, sales rose by 37%. Intelligence rises, scientifically proven in study after study. Not only that, you start looking for and noticing more possibilities to pounce on because of the state of mind that you're in. I started this by saying how to have unconditional happiness. I explained that. Your happiness does not depend on other people or situations. That's proven. The second part of what I guaranteed was that this would lead to more money and success. You can argue with the scientists if you want, but this has been proven in research study after research study. Your success depends on your happiness. If you liked what you just heard, then take inspired action now. That's right, act while you are feeling good. And build on your momentum. Schedule your free discovery call with me at INstudios-nyc.com/happybar.